find a step. That's a common phrase that you'll hear on a bench or in a dressing room. Guys, we got to find a step. It means when you find yourself coaching, get your feet moving a little bit more. Find a way to get involved in the play. You still have to be sound defensively. You still need that patience and discipline. But see and find a way that you can do a little bit more and recognize that before it's too late, not after it happens.
Hedican cuts off a clearing attempt. Lafayette races to the corner for Bure. Bure trying to get away from Zalapski, who pins him against the end boards. Hedican comes in from the point. Bure dodges a check. Bure trying to walk out. He shoots it, hit the side of the net. He takes a swipe at a loose puck in front of the goal, a backhand attempt, and that went to the corner. Hedican goes back into his own zone, being watched by Reichel. Now Hedican for Courtnall. Courtnall for Lafayette. Lafayette leaves it for Courtnall. Here's Courtnall winding up. Tried to go across ice for Bure. It was beyond his reach. 6:20 remaining in the third period. 1-1 the score. The Canucks must win if they hope to extend their 1994 playoff season to a sixth game on Thursday night. An icing call against Calgary with 6:03 remaining in the game.
Bure jumping into some holes, taking a bit of a beating at times, trying to get an opportunity to get a puck on the net. Speed and quickness, two different things, but something that Bure possesses both of. Puts the binders on and jumps in. Goes for his rebound here as well. And Zalapski ends up in a common position. And then Bure reciprocates. A little bit of leapfrog. And for a number of different times in this series, these guys have traded positions as to who is the frog first.
This series started out as a rough and tumble affair with a steady parade to the penalty box in the first two games, particularly in game two, but not many penalties in this one.
Well, and this is a game, Don, where there haven't been a whole lot of standout players. It's been a lot of solid team play and then relying on your goalie to make the save when he's had to. Only 22-19.
Ronning steals it, fires it wide. He went after the rebound and then tried to feed the point, but Lume was not in position.
And it's a play like that that will probably end this game, where there will be a miscue or a mistake made and someone will capitalize on it. Both teams have been very, very cautious defensively and haven't given up a lot.
Lume brought it in offside with 5:19 remaining in the third period. The Vancouver Canucks with an edge, 22-19 shots on goal. Martin Jelena scored a goal in game 4. He had a great chance to get a go-ahead goal in the first period of this fifth game, but was robbed directly in front of Mike Vernon. Vancouver Canucks pressing. They've been controlling the play for about the last 5 minutes.
As we watch this last 5 minutes of the third period, just be aware of how often the puck comes up the middle. Typically when it gets close, you better use the boards in the yard of middle.
Here's Sullivan! Fired it wide on the backhand. Centered, nobody there. Wouldn't that have been a bitter pill for the Vancouver Canucks to swallow if Sullivan had ended it there? The man assigned the task of shadowing Pavel Bure.
Well, Sullivan has played a very strong game, and that was an example of some offensive prowess as opposed to the defense we've seen.
The tradition continues tomorrow night, coast to coast. Game 6, Boston at Montreal with the Habs up 3-2, looking to finish it off, 7:30 Eastern time. Then on Thursday night, we'll have the Maple Leafs and Blackhawks, a big win for the Leafs tonight to take a 3-2 series lead, 8:30 Eastern. But for Western viewers, if a Game 6 is necessary, we'll have the Flames and Canucks from Vancouver Thursday night for you, beginning at 7:30 Pacific time.
So regardless of what happens tonight at the Saddledome, you'll have hockey coming your way on Hockey Night in Canada on CBC television tomorrow night and Thursday. Roberts is successful in clearing as Brown couldn't get back to protect the point in time. Courtnall throws it up the middle beyond the reach of Lafayette. There's no icing, though, as Vernon had to make a save. Neuendijk banks it high off the glass. Dumped right back in by Tim Hunter, but he put it over the glass and out of play.
Well, you start to give some thought to overtime now. You're sitting on the bench, and the key to being successful in these situations is not to worry about the mistake that you might make, but to look for the opportunity that may present itself. Each one of these guys will have a different approach to that. But when it's all over, whether you win or lose, you can use this type of pressure as a great growing opportunity, whether it's in a life after hockey or for the next season.
Well, Jim, you certainly remember what happened the last time these two teams hooked up in overtime in a playoff encounter right here at the Saddle Dome in 1989, Game 7. Ronning has the puck. Ronning's back to the net, out front. Memesso couldn't get there. Merzen lets a long shot go. Vernon wisely hangs on with Ronning skating in behind the goal. The executive producer of Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC is Ron Harrison. Tonight's game from the Saddle Dome is being produced by Larry Isaac. Our director here in Calgary is Ron Forsyth. Calling the replays for this series is ISO director Don Moss. And a special thanks to all the other production and technical personnel who helped make this telecast possible. As well, the head of Network Television Sports is Alan Clark, and CBC's senior executive producer is Doug Sellers. 3:42 remaining in the third. Roberts fell down. Brown fires it back in. Jelena is in forechecking. McInnes takes a look, trying to find someone to spring free. Thought he had Titoff at center ice. The puck bounced away from him, but Neuendijk has it. He drives it into the corner. Roberts is there. Roberts takes the bump. Now Ronning flips it up along the boards, and Memesso helps the puck continue on its way. Lume moves it ahead for Jelena. And now the Canucks make a change as Patrick skates back. Calgary defenseman tried to flip it off the boards for Sullivan. It was beyond his reach, and Didick has it. Didick for Linden. Linden works to the line. Linden going for the net. Backhand shot. Vernon the save. The puck behind the Calgary goal. Now Didick pinches in from the point. Linden is checked as he tries to set it. Having problems getting a stick in the puck. Adams comes in to help out. Linden is taken down on top of the puck. And whistle results. Couldn't free himself from the post checking behind the goal.
Well, I get back to the comment we discussed earlier, Don. When you've got a checker on a scorer and you need a goal, you continue to check that player and hope that your other lines get the goal. That's a question you have to raise. Watch this here as Sullivan now is backing up for Bure. And all of a sudden he decides he's going to help with Linden. Now, if the puck squirts out, Sullivan is right in front of the crease. Patrick is back on Linden, and Bure is roaming around. It takes a tremendous amount of concentration and communication with the other guys on the ice, particularly your defenseman, when you're trying to watch a guy. If somebody throws something funny at you, boy, there can be a player open before you know it, and you're scrambling to cover the guy that is the most dangerous.
Adams, rink wide for Didick. Patrick goes back after it, can't get it past Babbage. Long shot wide. Bure trying to work out from the corner. Sullivan all over him, and Sullivan takes the puck away and clears. Here comes Linden. Linden shoots. Vernon steers it to the corner. Zalapsky starts back for Calgary. Zalapsky gains the line, looks for Fleury, now decides to go in deep. Can't get it back to Fleury. Cruz races after the puck. Behind the goal, Fleury is knocked down. The puck winds up underneath him in the corner. And with 1:32 remaining, there'll be a face-off in the Vancouver zone.
Well, there's another common phrase that will be uttered out on the ice now. 3 words: take no prisoners. If there's a question at all as to what you do with somebody, you simply take him out of the play. Merriwelli is not going to make a call for a play like was just made on Theoren Fleury. Something else that you want to never do when you start to get at this stage in a game, and it's a good practice to get into all the time in a game, is not throw the puck blindly into the slot. You get into the corner and there's all kinds of things going around in front of you, and you think, gee, I'll throw it out in the slot and there'll be somebody there. And if there isn't someone there, and you've got a Canuck or a Flame, depending on what end you're in, it's busting up the middle, it can spell scoring opportunity, and you don't want to give the other guys a chance to get that opportunity first.
Offside, as Merzen was able to swipe the puck out of the zone before it was brought in by Kissio. In the other game, still in progress tonight, Detroit and San Jose, with that series tied at 2, are also tied at 2 late in the second period. Here it's 1-1. 3-1, Calgary leads the series with 1:21 remaining in the third. Kissio, Titoff, and Roberts. The lineup for Calgary. It's Hunter, Courtnall, and McIntyre for Vancouver. McIntyre's pass is blocked. Hunter has it. Tried to shoot it in. It deflects. Titoff can't handle the puck. Tried to chip it in against Lume. Lume recovered, but Kissio goes to the corner. Takes a hit from Courtnall. Lume and Kissio battle behind the net. Merzen comes in to help out. There's an injured Calgary player. Kissio is down, and that's the reason for the whistle. And now some of the fans begin throwing debris on the ice, and it's probably aimed in the direction of the referee for what they perceive to be a non-call.
Well, Merriwelli has got a decision to make here. Courtnall took Kissio very hard. If Kissio is standing up straight, I'm not sure that he gets the same blow, but he really got rocked as Bearcat Murray came out on the ice right away. You see Bearcat grabbing the sweater of Kissio. Larry Ashley would do exactly the same thing, because when somebody gets their head hit against the glass, you don't know if they might lose it on the way out, and you don't want them falling down. There's Courtnall, gets the elbows up on Kissio and really crushes his head against the boards. And it doesn't look like Merriwelli is going to make this call. That rim around the boards is one of the most dangerous areas, particularly when you're just the right height that Kissio finds himself. Bear will run through a number of different questions now, depending as to whether the Peace River, Alberta native lost consciousness there for a second or not. Whether he's got a concussion, he may be able to answer the questions. If he can, he'll get another chance to play. If he can't, there's a good chance that Bearcat would put his foot down with King and say, we've got a guy here that doesn't know where he is, and they'll put him back on the ice.
Well, he'll have time to recover unless someone scores in the final 49.7 seconds of this third period. The face-off is outside the Vancouver line. Patrick puts it up high on the glass. Patrick will drive it back in. This time, Brown has it for Hedekin. Hedekin uses the boards to get it to Adams over on the right side for Linden. His shot, that's gloved by Vernon, and Vernon holds it as Linden continues driving for the net.
Trevor Linden had a big shot off of the right side in Game 4. A nice slapper that eluded Mike Vernon after Vernon had been run over by McIntyre. The boards are becoming useful players tonight from one side to the other. Not only does that make your defenseman shift, but it also means that Vernon has to watch his angle as he goes across the entire 6 feet of the net. But if he goes a little bit too far one way or the other, ice can open up on one side of the net or the other side. That gives the shooter an opportunity for a scoring chance.
Sullivan shoots it in. The puck bounces right out front, and Fleury was tied up by Hedican. Here's a wraparound try by Reichel. A shot that doesn't get to the net. Reichel pinned against the boards. The final seconds ticking down. 4.4 remaining in the third period as Linden is knocked to the ice by Fleury. Boy, on the shoot-in, a dangerous bounce right in front of the Vancouver goal.
Now Calgary shoots the puck in a little bit more. Vancouver's doing the same thing now, and that will continue in overtime. As soon as you get the red line, it's on its way in. The right angle can yield some results. A good play by Hedican to watch Fleury instead of turning for the puck. If he turns for it, Fleury is right on top of the puck. Sullivan would like to have that shot over again. You see Vancouver just taking bodies, making sure that nobody is left alone. Fleury is the last guy to be involved in the play. He pokes Linden right behind the legs. That forces Linden to lose his balance and go down as the puck is frozen in the corner.
4.4 seconds remaining in the third, and Dave King is called to timeout. He obviously has a face-off strategy plan, and we remind our viewers in British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, prime time news will come your way following the hockey game.
Now, pretty difficult for the Vancouver Canucks to get a scoring opportunity with only 4.5 seconds remaining in the period. But it's amazing when the face-off is in your end. Even if you lose the draw, if the guys that are on the offense know what they're doing, they can generate a scoring chance. 5-on-5, it's a little tougher than it is 5-on-4 or 4-on-3. The key is not to try and do too much. The centerman has got to stay with his centerman if he loses the draw. If the draw is won, the wingers have to bust their tails out to the point, fight their way past the Flames that will attempt to stop them.
It looks as though Reichel may be trying to set up McInnes for one final shot. But Linden ties him up in the face-off circle. The Vancouver captain did a good job. Reichel has had success in winning draws, but Linden wouldn't let him get the puck on this face-off in the Vancouver zone.
Well, we run into our first overtime contest in this series. A very, very closely played hockey game. Not a lot of 2-on-1s or 3-on-2s. In fact, I can only remember perhaps one a period. And with goaltending that has been perfect, with the exception of one goal on 25 shots for Vancouver on 19 for Calgary, this game has been even right down the middle. The goalies may end up deciding it, but the guy who makes the first mistake will be wishing that he hadn't, because this game will probably be turned on an air as opposed to a tic-tac-toe passing play.
We haven't had a goal scored here at the Saddle Dome since 5:53.
Pavel Bure and then German Titov, and it's 1-1. The Flames and Canucks as we get set to go to overtime, our fifth overtime of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's take you now to Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, where it was scoreless at the 10:07 mark of the third period when Mike Eastwood goes to the net and takes a pass from Dave Andrechuk. Wendell Clark picking up the other assist. He beats Ed Belfour. Felix Potvin with his second shutout of these playoffs. That series had been tied at 2, but the Leafs blanked the Chicago Blackhawks 1-0 and take a 3-2 series lead back to the Chicago Stadium. That game on Thursday night. The other Western Conference series also tied up at 2. Game number 5 tonight, the Detroit Red Wings with Steve Yzerman taking on the San Jose Sharks. And the Sharks come out scoring 2:47 in. Igor Larionov to Sergei Makarov. Tips it past Chris Osgood, their first shot of the game, 1-0 San Jose. At the 8:34 mark, the Sharks will get just their second shot of the hockey game. This from Todd Ellick. Through the legs of the rookie Chris Osgood. 2-0 San Jose. Bob Essensa replacing Osgood in goal. Then the Wings get on the board on a break. Jason Moore scores on his own goal as he beats Artur Zerbe. Ray Shepard getting credit. The Sharks lead cut to 2-1. Then 40 seconds later, Detroit ties it. Paul Coffey in front to Ray Shepard, his second of the night. Steve Yzerman got an assist on that one. It was 2-2 after 1. But in the second period, that lethal combo once again for San Jose. Larionov to Makarov, fights off a check, goes with the backhand to beat Essensa at 18:45 of the second period, and that's where they stand right now. They're in the intermission. The San Jose Sharks threatening to take a 3-2 series lead back to Joe Louis Arena with a 3-2 lead tonight on the Detroit Red Wings. Our score after 60 minutes of action: Vancouver 1, Calgary 1. Overtime coming up next.
The first overtime game of this quarterfinal series. It's tied at 1 with overtime about to get underway. Both goals in the first period, and as the players come on the ice, I'm sure all of them dream about the possibility of being a hero, but there's also the prospect of becoming a GOAT. This was the first goal of the hockey game. Beautiful pass by Adams to Bure.
Well, Adams has got great vision, slides the backhand over. Similar sort of play, except it was a broken play. Nieuwendyk with his head up tried to flip it across the stick of Lume. But because Calgary had good depth on the attack, Titov was left to bang in the puck as the broken play allowed it to lay there. Vancouver and Calgary have an overtime history that spans over more than 10 years. Tiger Williams with a big one to beat Calgary 2-1. Richard Brodeur nets at that time. Eddie Beers, who's from Merritt, BC, scored a big goal. Greg Meredith, who's a broker now in New York, with another one. Paul Reinhart, a former Calgary Flame, started this series off in 1989 and gave the Flames some concern with an overtime win in Game 1 of that series. And Joel Otto scored a real beauty, Don. It was a gorgeous goal in 1989 to eliminate Vancouver.
And a fellow by the name of Poplinski was the man who centered the puck to Joel Otto in that 1989 4-3 overtime victory late in the first overtime period. What do you imagine the two coaches said to the players as they were getting set to come on the ice?
Well, you used two words that we've used a lot, and as I said, you can't overuse them in the playoffs. That's patience and discipline. Don't be in a rush. Lots of times teams are in a rush subconsciously, and that ends a game quickly. You want to stay alive as long as you can. Don't look to prevent making an error. Look for an opportunity.
Here's an opportunity, but Jelena was spun around. Babbage from the point, a shot ricochets off a skate. Ronning in front of the net, backhand shot, and Vernon has it. Messo and Jelena were both there. Boy, that puck just skipped away from Jelena, who was all alone in front of Vernon.
Jelena had a great chance. The puck came by him very, very quickly off of the point from Babbage. Jelena couldn't react in time to capture it. Cliff Ronning with a nice little backhand. The other thing you do in overtime is direct everything at the net. Unless you're absolutely sure someone's open in the slot, dump it at the net. You never know what can happen.
Pat Quinn was saying that his team has been too pretty with the exception of the first game of the series. He wants more shots. Here's Lume with one. Linden in front of the net took a swipe at it, but he was checked by Patrick. Clearing attempt cut off by Adams. The shot, the rebound, and it's flipped just wide by Pavel Bure. Here comes Sullivan. Fired in wide. Adams goes to the corner after it. Adams flips it out. No icing on the play as it touched the Calgary player coming out of the Vancouver zone. Fleury now. Ahead for Reichel. Reichel coming in against Lume, shoots. The save by McLean, and then McLean plays it off the glass and out. Dahl drives it right back in. McLean leaves it back of the net for Dana Merzen. Too far for Lume. Yanni over to Dahl. Chipped ahead to Kissio. He couldn't go anywhere with it. Yanni has Courtnall after him. Yanni moves it along the boards to Stern. Stern flips it out to center. Cut off there by Tim Hunter. Hunter circles, then is hit by Stern as the puck is dumped to the corner. Yanni's back after it. This was an icing call against Hunter as he did not get to the center line before dumping it in.
Well, if we run through some of the numbers from the whole game, face-offs won. Looks like it's in Calgary's favor, but Calgary had a distinct advantage in the first two periods. In fact, in the third period, Vancouver and Calgary split 28 face-offs evenly. Brown picking up some ice time in the third period. Bure picking up a little bit as well. McGinnis going the other way. Nieuwendyk back after missing Game 4. Played a total of roughly 15 minutes. Vancouver, like period number 1, dominating from the physical point of view. Those tend to be bigger checks as opposed to just takeouts. And takeouts helping your defensemen out when pucks are dumped in. Rubbing out along the boards are just as important as the bone crushers.
Dahl lets the shot go. It doesn't get to the net. Now Kissio has it. Kissio with Brown on top of him. Cruz comes in as well. They battle behind the goal for the puck. Cruz trying to move it. Kissio can't do anything with it. And Yanni ties it up against the boards for another face-off as McIntyre was checking him at the point.
Well, Ron Stern and Brett Hedican recognize that the officiating tolerance goes up a little bit when you get into overtime. Stern looking to get position, doesn't want to stand still. He's too easy to check, and Hedican continues to move with him. The easy thing to do is to let him go by and look for somebody else, but Stern gets the upper hand. Obviously no penalty called. You have to always be watching for the guy moving to an opening. Head on a swivel is another phrase the guys will be screaming out on the ice.
Meso and Walls frees the puck for another face-off.
Now, depending on your strategy here, and it looks like King is going to keep Sullivan on Bure, Calgary has got a little bit more flexibility than Vancouver does. If Vancouver was shadowing one of Calgary's scorers, what line is going to then go out and score? Calgary fortunate to have all those 75-point men, even if they put Sullivan on Bure and keep him off the boards, there's 2 or 3 other line combinations that have a pretty good chance of getting a goal.
Wes Walls, who has scored twice in the playoffs, gets it out to center. Babbage tried to shoot it back in, broken up there by McInnes. Checking very close. Here comes Walls. Walls flipped it towards the net. It's loose in the slot. Musil shoots. It bounces up high, and Babbage was the player who knocked it to the corner. Babbage cutting across in front of Kirk McLean, picked the puck out of the air and flipped it to the corner.
Well, sometimes your heart takes a bit of a rest when you get into overtime games. This bouncing puck from Frank Musil is one that will stop a few heartbeats. Musil gets some wood on it. Babbage gloves it out of the way. Doesn't try it with his stick. Gloved it to the corner. Whistle resulted. Overtime records for the Vancouver Canucks this season. 1 game, 1 more than lost. Calgary very similar. All the ties for Calgary, 13. Vancouver tended to turn their ties into either wins or losses, and generally it was a loss. They didn't have as much success playing in close games as the Calgary Flames.
Patrick flips it back to the net for Zalapski, taken by Linden. Linden tried to center. It goes off a skate to the other corner. Adams looking for Linden. He's checked, and Fleury starts back. Bure doing a good job of causing him some grief as he tried to work up ice. Lume reverses it for Linden. Linden puts it to Bure. Bure fed it back to Linden, and captain of the Canucks had to be alert as he grabbed the puck and brought it in. His shot is blocked. Short shifts for both sides. Linden and his line mates go to the bench. Here comes Reichel. Reichel with a long shot, and that's deflected to the corner by McLean. Adams has it now. Adams will shoot it in, and then he goes off to the bench. Lead pass for Roberts. Roberts behind his back. Picked off, and Portnoy starts the other way. Lafayette goes to the net. He's taken out of the play. The puck goes to the corner. Picked up there by Nieuwendyk. Now things beginning to open up a little. McInnes for Titov. Titov trying to get around Hunter. Cuts for the net. Couldn't control it. Roberts from a bad angle. Fired it wide. McInnes takes a shot. It's loose in front of the net. And the flame in front of the net. Titov couldn't get a stick on it. 15:23 remaining in this first overtime period. McInnes shoots it in. He goes off the ice. Babbage brings it up for Vancouver. Long shot. That's kicked out by Vernon. Now it's Dahl. He missed everybody with the pass. McLean plays it around the boards for Babbage. Babbage takes a hit. The puck comes free for Ronning. Ronning coming in against Dahl. Ronning moves into the slot. Backhand shot. Traffic in front of the net. The puck is loose with Vernon down. And Gerald Diddick, who had come driving in, couldn't get a stick on it.
Well, the tempo is obviously picking up. The fans are getting into it, and the players are sensing that there's a chance here.
Kissio can't clear. Berzin with his shot. That's partially blocked by a sprawling Cruz. Patrick for Kissio. He comes away with Cruz. Zalapsky jumps up into the play. Zalapsky takes the pass. The shot right on. The rebound. Flipped high to the end boards. Kissio looking up front for Stern, and he fired it wide. Now it's Adams with Linden. He relieves the pressure. But McInnes will try and keep the heat on the Canucks. Jelena has some other ideas. His pass broken up by Fleury. Lume shoots it in. Yanni has it. The fans loving this overtime action at the Saddledome. They played almost 7 minutes. Brown's long shot steered to the corner. The back of the net. McInnes can't get it out. Babbage was checked, and here's Reichel starting away. Against Brown, his shot goes wide. Reichel gets it again. Plays it back to the net. McLean comes out of the net to play the puck. Babbage knocks Fleury down. Linden comes back to help out, so does Brown. Brown has it. Now he skates it out of the zone. Long shot right on Vernon. Vernon tries to send Roberts away. Roberts against Diduck. He has Nieuwendyk with him, but Diduck breaks it up. Here's a chance now for Courtnall. Courtnall going in alone. He shoots, scores! Jeff Courtnall has extended the life of the Vancouver Canucks to Game 6.
Well, the fans in Calgary have seen a goal from this exact spot before. Wayne Gretzky scored a big one. You know, we talked about making an error. The Calgary Flames leave the puck at the blue line here instead of getting it deep. That was the second time in the overtime where that had happened, and this time Courtnall capitalizes. Courtnall with his first shot of the hockey game. He and Ronning were without shots, as were Fleury and Nieuwendyk going into the overtime. And here's a look at how it all happened. Vernon with a good play to get the puck up. Roberts has got to get it deep here, but it bounces up as Diduck stands up to stop the play. And a strange bounce. We talked about a weird one deciding this hockey game. Courtnall is the opportunist. He finds a puck, a perfect shot, and we've got another hockey game to enjoy, Don.
Well, Jeff Courtnall, who sipped champagne from the Stanley Cup as a member of the Edmonton Oilers, keeps alive the hopes of doing it again in this 94 playoff season as his bullet-like shot from the top of the circle beats Mike Vernon, and the celebration at the Canuck bench is underway. So Game 6 will be at the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver on Thursday night. And if it goes to 7, they'll be back here at the Saddledome on Saturday. Courtnall in overtime, 2-1 Vancouver.
And our Molson Canadian 3 stars tonight. Star number 1, Kirk McLean. Star number 2, Mike Vernon. And star number 3 with the winning goal at 12:45 of overtime for the Vancouver Canucks with 12:45 to go as Vancouver wins it by a final score of 2-1. The Flames now lead the series 3-2 with Game 6 Thursday night in Vancouver, 7:30 Pacific. Good night from Calgary.
Canada's finest hour.
We do it the Canadian way with Canadian journalists.
All right, Sean, as you mentioned, Vancouver, Calgary, Jeff Courtnall for the Canucks is going to skate on in. He's going to shoot and beat Mike Vernon for the game winner. Vancouver wins 2-1. Canucks still trail the series 3-2. Sean, back to you.
And here, the winner will have a 3-2 lead in this series. San Jose with the upper hand, leading by 2 with 15 minutes left, and with Primo off for slashing, and here it is.
Well, these two guys have had a run in earlier in the series, and Primo got the stick up definitely around the throat of Arthur Zerbe in Game 2 in Detroit. They both had a collision. Archer Zerbe took a real shot at Primo. Primo with a chance to get back at him. In game 2, Zerbe used the blocker on Primo. Primo ended up with a cut underneath his nose, which required 4 stitches. The dentist had to file off 2 of his teeth to get them straight and even again, and a big mouse under his left eye. So I don't think he feels too bad for Archer Zerbe right now.
Well, he should feel a little bit stupid because that was a terrible penalty to take at this stage of the hockey game with his team down by 2. Peterson plays to Goodrow. Whitney, Ellick, and Dolan also out of the power play for San Jose. Has 1:40 remaining. Ticking down toward 14.5 minutes remaining. And San Jose has a 2-goal lead. Now a shorthand bid, 3-on-2. Draper tried the short side, turned aside by Zerbe. Still free behind the net. Peterson double team. Detroit taking chances while shorthanded, down by 2. 17,190, a sellout here at San Jose Arena. The noise has been deafening from the start. Ozolinsh, top of the slot, pushed back and fed Norton. He shovels into the corner. Dolan shoved into the boards and now knocked to the ice by Coffey. Maryanov and Kozlov there. Kozlov fell on the puck, forcing the face-off with 47 seconds left on the penalty to Keith Primo and 13:48 left in the hockey game. 4-2 the score in favor of San Jose.
Well, with a 2-goal lead for San Jose, they're very much in control of their own environment, and they want to keep it that way. Keep the puck deep inside Detroit's zone. They don't care about power plays. They don't care about anything. Kevin Constantine has coached this team very well this season. He's coached them defense first. Control the things that you can control. They're not an offensive club. They're not going to try to go for the net and look for offensive chances. They don't need any more goals. They know they can sit on a 2-goal lead.
Yzerman worked it out past Norton again. The Wings were looking to break shorthanded, but Ozolinsh was there to cover. Around the Garvin lot, his pass deflected by Yzerman, taken in by Kozlov. Now with his own line, Lidstrom played it across to Paul Coffey. For the most part, Detroit has played 4 defensemen tonight. Yzerman shut off by Norton. Yzerman center, score! A shorthanded goal by Nicklas Lidstrom. And the Red Wings are within 1 at 4-3.
This is a great play by Yzerman, and what finish by Lidstrom. Really shocked the San Jose Sharks again. Yzerman's going to take the puck in the zone, and once again the puck control of Steve Yzerman in the lineup for the first time in this series. You'll see him going down the wing here. Takes it outside. He's going to watch the play develop, puts on the brakes, and his head is up as he's going down. There it is. Lidstrom right in the proper place. And Zerbe never had a chance. He had somebody right in front of him. It was Kozlov, distracted his attention on the puck just for a second. I think he was leaning or thinking it might go to his left. Lidstrom pulled that trigger quickly and beat him on Zerbe's right side. Now they've narrowed the margin to 1 goal.
Yzerman and Coffey the assists on the 2nd goal of the series for Lidstrom, shorthanded at 6:44. You made the point about San Jose with the lead. Really don't care if they're on the power play or not. But they played so passively on that power play. Detroit was the aggressor and took advantage of the lackadaisical approach by the Sharks to score the goal that has them within 1. Still on the power play for 3 seconds are the Sharks. Dolan tried to dump it off for Krupa. That didn't connect, and out of the box comes Primo. So Detroit with some momentum on the shorthand goal by Lidstrom. And icing the call against the Wings. 12:48 remaining. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs on ESPN2.
Any car with airbags will help protect you in a head-on collision. The new Volkswagen Golf has airbags, crumple zones, and side impact beams, so it can help protect you from any angle, including this one.
Every year, one credit card gives you something other credit cards don't. Only the Discover card offers you a cashback bonus award. Cash. Over $400 million paid so far. And there's no annual fee. So use the Discover card and improve your cash flow. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
The new Volkswagen Golf features a track-correcting rear axle and an improved turning radius of just 32.5 feet, all of which makes the tight-handling Golf the perfect car for the city.
We've had fellas like Primo and Shepard, Kozlov, Fedorov, Coffey. They've all had at least 6 scoring chances. So I've always been a believer that if you get the scoring chances, you don't have as much to worry about as if you're not getting them. And I'm optimistic that they'll find the range. We've been fortunate our role players have taken up the slack. That's why we're not behind in the series.
Well, Scotty Bowman has been there many times. He's been to the Stanley Cup Finals. He's got 6 cups as a coach, 1 as director of player personnel. He's won 10 division titles. It goes on and on and on. He knows his stuff. There's no doubt about it. He's regarded, along with Al Arbor, probably as the coaches that are best at getting the right players out there at the right time. He's a tactician. He keeps incredible mental statistics. He knows what's going on around him at all times.
Bowman now 61 years old, inducted into the Hall of Fame already. That happened a couple of years ago. Here come his wings. Fedorov streaking down left wing, now cuts in. And was denied just at the goal mouth by Jason Moore. Fedorov shoved off the puck by Moore. Primo fed it into the corner to Shepard. Back of the line to Lidstrom. Now Coffey in deep, tough angle, tipped wide by Fedorov. And the wings all over the Sharks. Wraparound attempt by Shepard. And Urbe held the post. They get the face-off with 12:18 left in the third period. And now San Jose clinging to a 1-goal lead.
Well, when Detroit got their gift goal early in the game, they came back with good killer instinct. They're trying to do the same thing again here, capitalizing on the momentum from Lidstrom's goal. And they're trying to take it to them right now.
Only 2 shots for San Jose. Are they playing too conservatively, too passively with the lead?
Well, I think according to their style, it's not unusual. They played very passively in the first period. They played passively, it seems, a lot of times throughout this season. It's just not their style to go up and play on the other end of the ice. Only time will tell, Sean, at the end of the game as to whether or not they were successful. You can blame them easily after the fact, but I think they're more likely to be passive than aggressive.
Gardy had a chance on the forehand, but it dribbled into Urbe, and he covers it again. Arturs Urbe, an all-star this year, 27-year-old Latvian. And as we mentioned, the record for minutes played set by Urbe this year, and he likes to play. Constantine tries to get a rest. He protests. And he's in trouble behind the net. Fortunate to move the puck to Norton. He got it to the line, but not out. Now it's skated out. And here comes a break chance for Garpenlov. Sent in by Larionov, and he scores! Huge goal for San Jose, Johan Garpenlov.
Johan Garpenlov has given him the comfortable 2-goal edge again. Great setup by Larionov along the boards. Garpenlov taking advantage of Detroit.